Hi, my name is Bonnie Barker, and you have come to the Cumulus Cabled Cuffs video. This is part of the Cable Crochet Made Easy book. Let me just give you a little vision of where we are headed in this project. To begin, we are going to start with the ribbing. Then we will go into this nice little cable section, and then it has these front posts along each side, and then a cable across the back side. Now these are reversible, meaning the front and the back are the same. Therefore, this one pattern you can make a right or a left-handed mitt or cuff. As I said, we're going to start at the beginning. We're going to start with our smaller hook. We're going to go to our larger hook once we finish the ribbing, and then stick with the larger hook till the end. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, the materials you're going to need 2 hanks of the Cumulus yarn here. This is 100%, actually it's 94% cotton, 6% nylon. This is extremely soft, wonderful yarn. And you're also going to need a size I or 9 crochet hook and a size J or 10, which would be a 6mm crochet hook. Okay, and you will also need a yarn needle to hide your loose ends when we finish. Well, let's go ahead and get started. So starting with our pattern, we're going to need to chain 28. So we will start with our slip knot, and then we will make 28 chains. Okay, now that we've completed 28 chains, being careful not to twist, we are going to go ahead and join with a slip stitch to the very first chain to make a circle, just like so. Okay, we're going to chain 2, and we're going to double crochet in the same stitches joining, just like this. Well, actually, let me take that out and show you one more thing we're going to do. We're going to also hide this loose strand at the same time, and by doing that, we can just put it over the hook, just like so. You don't have to do this if this is too difficult, but if you do it, it's kind of a nice way to hide the strand and get that first round done. So we're simply going to crochet a double crochet in each chain around. I do this by just going into one of the strands on the side of the chain. Some of you may prefer to work in the back bump of the chain. It honestly doesn't matter for this portion. Whatever is remaining of the chain, that is what will show during the design. So if that helps to influence your decision, go ahead and do what you prefer to do. So I'll go ahead and finish this round all the way around, and then I'll come back and show you how to join. I've crocheted all the way around. I want to show you one thing here. This looks like it could be a stitch, but it's actually part of the original join. One way to be sure that you're not adding stitches in places like this is to go ahead and do a stitch count all the way around. You should have 28 stitches or 28 double crochets. That is not including the chain. I do not include the turning chain in this pattern as a stitch. So I count it as a turning chain. So anyway, go ahead and we're going to slip stitch to the top of the very first double crochet of the round, just like so. I'm going to chain 2. Now rounds 2, 3, and 4 are going to be done the same way, which is we're going to work a front post double crochet in the first 2 stitches, like so, and then a back post double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Okay, I'm going to do this a little bit slowly in case someone is out there who has never done a front post stitch. The difference between a post stitch and a regular stitch, as you know, goes in through the 2 top loops, or maybe to 1 loop depending on the instructions. Now the post stitches are different, and in some ways they're actually a little bit easier. You wrap the stitch just like you would to prepare for your double crochet, and what we're going to do is you give the stitch a belt. Your hook goes all the way around the stitch, and then you pull the yarn through and complete the double crochet like you would normally. Okay, I'll show you that again. And this is a front post. You kind of go in the front door and out the side, as I like to say. Now for the back post double crochet, it's very similar. except you're coming in from the back. It's like you're coming in the back door and giving it a belt, and you tie it in the back. Just complete the stitch like you normally would, but in the back. Okay, so we're going to do that all the way around. 2 front post double crochet, followed by 2 back post double crochet. At the end of round 2, I go ahead and join with a slip stitch to the first double crochet of the round, just like so, and chain 2. But before I go further, let me just show you what you should have. It's the beginning of the cuff that's going to fit over your hand, just like so. I should have said earlier, if I forgot, we are using this smaller hook, the size I hook, just as a reminder. Okay, so now we're ready for rounds 3 and 4. I'm going to go ahead and do both of those, which is just, again, repeating the same thing as round 2. 2 front post double crochet, 2 back post double crochet. And as you can see, it's easier to see these. Now when you work the front post, make sure you're working over the the front post stitches of the previous round. Okay, we want to just continue keeping the pattern as is. Now these were back posts, so we do 2 back posts. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and complete rounds 3 and 4. Okay, I've completed my 4 rounds using the ribbing. I want you to give you a view of where you should be at this point. I'm going to go ahead and put down my eye hook, and I'm going to pick up the size J. This would be, for me, size 10 or 6.00 millimeters. I'm going to go ahead and chain 2. I'm going to half double crochet in the first stitch or the next stitch. The next stitch would be used on the repeats. And then we're going to front post double crochet in the next 3 stitches. We are setting up the foundation for this large cable. Okay, we have our half double, we have 3 front post double. Now we're going to work another half double crochet. Notice the half double crochet is not a post stitch, that it's worked in through the top loops of the stitch. Okay, now we're going to do 3 more front post double crochets, then another half double crochet working in the top loops of the stitch, just like so. Now along the side is where you have the 5 front post doubles. So these 5 front post doubles go next. Okay, let's make sure we have the right number. We have our half double, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the front post double crochets. Okay, now we want to work another half double crochet in the next stitch. Let's try that one again. There we go. And then 3 on our repeat here, 3 front post double crochets, a half double crochet, and then we want to do 3 more front post double crochets. 1, 2, 3, a half double crochet in the next stitch, and then 5 front post doubles to round out this round. Okay, I'm going to join with the slip stitch to the first stitch of the round, which is the half double crochet. Okay, now we are going to turn. This is the first time that we've really turned in this pattern. You don't need to turn when working the ribbing, but for working these cabling rows, we do need to turn. Okay, so now we're going to move on to round number 6. We're going to chain 2, we are going to back post double crochet in the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to work a half double crochet in the half double crochet. So hopefully these will be easy for you to know where to do the half doubles, because they go in the previous half doubles of the other row around. Okay, now we do 3 back post doubles. You're kind of mirroring what you did on the last round, but using back post. Now we have a half double crochet. We're going to half double crochet in that. This is going to be like the spacer stitch in between the cable. Now we do 3 more back post double crochets. Okay, and then we're doing another repeat here. We do half double crochet. Now we do 5 more back post double crochets. And now we do a half double in that half double, and again we come to the 3 back post double crochets, half double crochet in the half double crochet, and 3 more back post double crochets. Okay, now we have one more stitch to do. Let's see, join with a slip stitch. Oh, we do have to do one more half double before we do that, and then we're going to join with the slip stitch to the first stitch of the round, just like so, and that ends round number 6. Okay, we are going to chain 2. Now we're beginning round 7, which is a very important round. This is where we're actually going to take these 2 foundations out of the beginning of the cables, and we're going to cross them. Okay, it's not as difficult as it sounds. So let's go ahead and just follow word by word here with the pattern. Chain 2. We're going to half double in the half double crochet. We're going to skip 3 stitches. Let's go ahead and finish that half double. We're going to skip the next 3 stitches. We're going to do a half double in that half double crochet there. It's going to look a little awkward here. It's going to be a little stretched, but that will take care of itself in just a minute. We're going to work front post treble in these 3 stitches here. So make sure you wrap the hook twice, and the treble crochets are worked. The post stitches are worked just the same as the front post double. It's just that you need to wrap your hook twice. Okay. Now working in front of the last 4 stitches, that would be the 3 trebles and that half double crochet. We're going to work 3 half double crochets, 1 in each of the 3 stitches. I'm sorry, front post treble crochets in each of the stitches that we skipped. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to work a half double crochet in that next stitch, just like so. So let's see how this looks. Okay, it looks a little awkward right now, but when we come back and finish it row by row, it'll start to make a little more sense. Okay, now we're going to do our 5 front post treble crochets, just like so. And as you can see, this is a pattern that grows very quickly. Okay, now we're going to do a half double crochet. We're basically repeating what I just showed you. Skip the 3 stitches, half double crochet in the next half double crochet. Then we're going to do 3 front post trebles. Okay, now working in front of these last 4 stitches, we're going to front post treble in the 3 stitches that we skipped. Okay, half double crochet in that half double crochet. If in doubt, when you get to those half double crochets, just put a half double crochet there. All right, and now we're going to do 5 more front post. Let's get rid of that. Front post double crochets. Okay, and we worked our first half double there, so we're just going to go ahead and join to the first stitch of the round, which is that half double with the slip stitch, chain 2, turn. Now that brings us down to round number 8. This is with the back side facing, and so now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work 5 back post double crochets. Now this might be the trickiest round of the cabling process for this pattern, so I'll try to be very precise and slow as I go forward here. Okay, so we're going to put a half double crochet in that half double, just like so, and we're going to work 3 back post trebles just across as the stitches come to us. Now they have crossed, so we don't need to cross anything here. We're just going, you know, just work straight across there. Okay, now in between that last back post double and the next one, which is going to be worked here, we're going to do a half double crochet in between these stitches. Now this is not going to change our stitch count, so just hang with me a second. So now we're going to do 3 more back post doubles, and I'll show you why the stitch count is not going to change. And the reason I haven't mentioned any numbers from the very first round is that the stitch count will always remain 28 as we do this project. Okay, so now we have a half double crochet here. We're going to skip this one, and so that is where this stitch makes up the difference in the stitch count. So they kind of cancel each other out. Everything stays the same if you're a mathematician and worried about that. The next half double crochet, we go ahead and work another half double. Okay, now we're going to do that again. 5 back post double crochets. Let's try that again. Okay, half double crochet, 3 back post doubles. This is on the cabling portion. Okay, after I do those 3 as 1/2 of the cable, I go ahead and put a half double crochet in between the last stitch and the next stitch. This will be the center of the cable, and then I work 3 more back post double crochets. Skip this half double and half double in the next one, just like so. And then we're going to join with the slip stitch to the first stitch of the round. Whew. That was the most difficult round, I believe, of this project. Okay, chain 2. Hopefully we're still friends after that. Hopefully it will make sense as you go along. Okay, now we're going to look at row number 9. Now row number 9 is simply a repeat of row 5. So if you want to take a look at your pattern in the book, this is a good way. If you're not comfortable reading patterns, go ahead and read the pattern along with me so that you'll understand what these words and abbreviations and acronyms mean. And I think you'll find that it's actually easier than reading your children's text messages or your friends' text messages on your phone. Okay, so go ahead for round number 5. We're going to chain 2. We're going to half double crochet in that first stitch. We're going to work a front post. Let's try that again. Front post double crochet in the first 3 stitches, or the next 3 stitches rather. 1, 2, 3. half double crochet in that half double crochet that was the center of the cable, then 3 more front post double crochets. Now at this point, let me go ahead and finish this, and the half double crochet. You should be able to see the cable forming quite nicely there. Okay, and if you're not getting something like that, you might want to take a step back and try that again. Okay, the next 5 stitches are simply front post double crochets. Half double crochet in the next stitch rather, and we do it again. 3 front post double crochets, half double crochet in that half double crochet, and 3 more front post double crochets, and half double crochet in that half double crochet, and then 5 more front post double crochets. Oops. Now we're going to join with the slip stitch to the first stitch of this round, and that ends round number 9. Okay, at the beginning of round number 7, we are going to add the thumb hole. So instead of chaining our regular 2, we're going to chain 7. Well, first we need to turn. This is with the back side facing. We're going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And in case you're interested, it's 2 for the turning chain and then 5 for the stitches that we are going to skip now. We're going to skip the first 5 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to half double crochet in the next stitch, which is right here. Okay, now we're going to work around just like we did normally. We're going to do 3 back post double crochets, half double crochet in that half double crochet, and 3 more back post double crochets, half double in the half double. I can get the hook in there. It's a very soft yarn, sometimes it makes it a little tricky, and then 5 more back post double crochets. Okay, now we need a half double in the next stitch, and now we work 3 back post doubles, 1, 2, 3, half double crochet in that half double, and 3 more back post double crochets. And then we have 1 half double crochet at the very end of this round. Now we're going to join with the slip stitch to the chain 7. I would just simply join with the slip stitch like so. I don't join it to any particular chain. So after that we're going to turn, then we'll begin round 11, which begins with the chain 2, half double crochet in the next stitch, and we continue to build our cable. 3 front post double crochets, half double crochet in the middle, and 3 more front post double I hope you're finding the pattern here, because once we get past this round with the thumb hole, it gets to be pretty straightforward. Okay, half double in the next half double. Come to the 5 front post double crochets. Half double, and 3 more front post double. You can almost tell what to do next simply by looking at where you are in this pattern. Once you get the pattern established well, half double in the next, 3 more 3 more front post double crochets. Let's try that again. Half double, very carefully. Let's go ahead and go in there. Now in this chain, you're going to work 5 double crochets. I would not work them in specific, do not work them in specific chains. Just crochet around the entire chain as you work these 5 stitches in this space. As we go through and later work the thumb hole and everything, it will all work out. Okay, after we've done that, our 5 double crochets, we're going to join with the slip stitch to the first stitch of the round, which is that half double. Okay, now we're going to turn. Now we're ready to work round number 12. Now round number 12 happens to be a repeat of round number 6. So if we go back to round number 6, we start out with 5 back post double crochets. Half double crochet in the next stitch, 3 more back post doubles, half double crochet, and 3 more back post doubles, another half double, and now we do the 5 back post double crochets. I still need to hire me a yarn puller here so I don't have to keep going off screen for that, but okay. Half double crochet in the next stitch, and then 3 more back post doubles, half double crochet in the next stitch, and 3 more back post doubles. Okay, and we do have that half double to finish out. If you're ever in doubt as to whether to put that half double there, just go ahead and count your number of stitches. Make sure you still have 28 stitches. Okay, now we're going to join with a slip stitch to the first stitch of the round. I'm going to turn, and let's go ahead and look at what we have. Okay, when you get your cable to this point and the front side is facing for this round, you know that it's going to be time to cross those cables. And let's just go ahead and take a good look at this. This is the side with the 5 post cables, or rather, 5 post stitches, and then your other cable. And then here, what we've finished here is the beginning of the thumb opening. Now you can leave that thumb open if you'd like. I like to kind of go ahead and define the thumb a little bit better, and we'll do that at the end. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this round. This round is going to be round number 13, which is going to be a repeat of round 7, which is the crossing of the cable round. So we'll start with the chain 2, half double crochet. Now we're going to skip the next 3 stitches, half double crochet in the next stitch, and now we're going to work 3 front post cables. 1, 2, 3, and working in front of the 3 front post cables and that half double crochet, go ahead and front post treble in those 3 skip stitches. Half double crochet in the next stitch, and you know what to do next. 5 front post cables. Half double in the next stitch. Now we're ready to cross another cable. Skip the first 3 stitches, half double in the half double, front post treble in the next 3 stitches, working in front of the last 4 stitches, front post treble in the next. Oh, actually, in the 3 stitches that were skipped. Half double in the next stitch. And now we come to those 5 stitches which are above the thumb opening. Those are all front post double crochets. 2, okay, and now we're going to join with a slip stitch to the first stitch of the round, which is that half double. I can get the other loop. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and let's take a look at what we have. This is what we have so far. Okay, now the rest of these rows are rounds, round 14 through round 22 is simply repeating rounds that we have already done. I'm going to go ahead and do round 14 with you. Okay, so these are all review rounds from this point on. Okay, we are going to work 5 back post double crochet. Remember, this is the one, the round, let's see, the round that I said that was just a little bit tricky. Okay, this is actually a repeat of round 8 if you need to look back on that. So now we're going to do the half double crochet and the half double crochet. Now this is where it gets a little tricky because this is behind the crossing of the cable part. We do 3 back post double crochets, a half double crochet in between the last stitch and the next stitch, which is the center of the cable, just like that, and then 3 more back post double crochets. Going to skip this half double, and then we're going to half double in the next half double crochet. And now we work 5 back post doubles. Okay, and then after that we're going to work a half double crochet right here. Whoops, let me go ahead and get that. And now we're at the back of the cable again. We're going to do 3 back post double crochets. And work a stitch in between the last stitch and the next stitch, which is the center of the cable, just a half double crochet there. And 3 more back post doubles. Skip the next half double crochet in that last stitch there, and join with a slip stitch to the first stitch of the round. Now we're going to turn. This is where we are now. Okay, now we are on to round 15. Chain 2, and actually I'm going to go ahead and give an assignment. We're going to do rounds 15 through round 22. I'm going to do this off camera, but let me show you what you're going to be doing. So we're about at this point on this, so we need to do 1 more cable and then a half. And you can go ahead and look at the numbers in your book to see where you are, or just count the rows as you go. So I'm going to go ahead and do the next rounds. That's round 15 through 22. Okay, now that I've completed through round 22, it's time for us to do the ribbing, which is rounds 23 through 25, and the instructions say to repeat rounds 2 through 4. If you go back to rounds 2 through 4, you're going to start with a chain 2, which I've already done. We're going to do 2 front post around the first 2 stitches, and then 2 back post. Okay, we're going to work that all the way around. 2 front post and 2 back post. I'm going to work this all the way around, and then I'll show you the join. Okay, I'm going to work the last back post double around that turning chain just to show you that, and join with a slip stitch to the top of the round, chain 2. Now we're going to do this round 2 more times, just like that. Okay, 2 front post double crochets and 2 back post double crochets. This is very similar, actually it's just the same as what we did at the very beginning of this project. It's just that we're using the larger crochet hook. We're using, at least I'm using the size J hook, not the I. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish these 2 rounds, and then I will show you the next step. Okay, now for the final join, we're just going to do a slip stitch in that first stitch of the round. Go ahead and do a chain. I'm going to go ahead, take my scissors, leave a nice long strand so that you can hide this loose strand using your yarn needle later. Okay, let's take a look at what we have. Okay, now if you do not want a thumb, the extra ribbing for the thumb hole, you are free to leave that open. But for those of you who want to finish off properly, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that. First thing you're going to need to do is get the smaller crochet hook. Okay, and we're going to join the yarn. You can really join anywhere along here. I'm just going to join it right here along the edge. Let's try that again. With a slip stitch. Okay, I'm going to chain 2. Now I'm going to work 15 double crochets evenly around. I'm going to slip this a little bit more towards the edge like that. Okay, so I'm going to work 15 double crochets evenly around, and as I go, I'm going to hide this little loose strand using my double crochets. So I'll just go ahead and show you how I do this. You may have to play around with this a little bit. Occasionally I'll pull out some stitches and then try again, but you should have 15 evenly spaced all the way around. It's a little tricky crocheting in this circle and hiding that strand at the same time, but it's doable. Now on this end here where you have the 5 stitches on that chain 7, I just like to put one in between the stitches as I go. That kind of makes it look nice and even. I'm going to pull that one out a minute. It looks a little loose. I'm not exactly sure how many stitches I've done, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, good. I've done 15 stitches around, and as you can see, it's filled in the space quite nicely. So now I'm going to join with the slip stitch to the first stitch of the round, just like so. Chain 2, do not turn, just stay where you are. For this one, we're going to front post in each stitch around and then join with a slip stitch. So now we're going to work our front post double crochets all the way around. I'll go ahead and work them all around and come back to the join. Okay, I've got all the way around with our front post double crochet, join with a slip stitch, just like so. I'm going to chain 2. Now this round 3 is going to be a little interesting. Okay, I'm going to front post double crochet around 2 stitches at the same time. So these 2 stitches, I'm going to go in here on this, and then I'm going to come out on the second stitch like that. This is kind of a way to decrease. Now I'm going to front post double crochet around the next 2 stitches, 1, 2, individually. Okay, now I'm going to repeat that. I'm going to front post double crochet around the next 2 together, and then singly the next 2. Okay, I think I'm going to do that one more time. These 2 together, and then the next 2. Okay, for the last 3 stitches, we're going to front post double crochet the next 2 together for a decrease, and then front post double in the next stitch. Then we're going to join with the slip stitch to the first stitch of the round. Okay, we're going to chain 2. That brings us to round 4, which is a repeat of round 2, which is simply front post double crochet around each stitch. Now make sure you're not turning on these rounds for the thumb, okay? Okay, all the way around. You should have 11 stitches on this round, and that's not including the turning chain. And we are almost done. We've got 1 round left after this one. Okay, that's the last. And if you're not sure if that's, if you have to do more or less, you can always do a count of how many stitches are in the round. Okay, join with the slip stitch to the first stitch of the round. I'm going to chain 1. Now we're going to slip stitch in each stitch around. I'm going to go ahead and start with the next stitch, not the stitch that I connected to, but the next stitch. Just slip stitch, going through both stitches, both loops of the top of the stitch, all the way around. This will kind of help give this a little more definition. Like I said, there should be 11 stitches, actually maybe 10 since we are skipping the first one. Okay, we've gone all the way around, so we get to the first stitch. I'm actually going to end it right here. First stitch of the round. Might be a little tight because slip stitches are that way. Go ahead and do a slip stitch, wrap it, give it a chain and a tug, give it a nice long strand, and give it a pull. So now only thing we have to do now is to hide our loose strands. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do this. I'm going to just demonstrate with one, and of course you can do this with all the others. Go ahead and get your yarn needle, thread the yarn like so. Now you're going to want to do this on the back side. This is the front side, so I'm going to hide this on the inside. Simply going to go down through stitches in a way that will not show on the front side. Okay. I'm going to do that. And with the ribbing, this is one thing I like to do, is go back up the next set of rows right here and give it a pull. Okay, give it a little tug. Very carefully trim that strand. You want to give it another little tug so you can hide it. Therefore, it's now hidden on both sides. Now I need to go back and do this one as well. But our little cuff or mitt, whatever you want to call this, a fingerless glove, is completed. So you're going to need to make 2 of those, and they are reversible. This can be worn on the right hand or on the left hand, since they have the cable on both sides. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you want to check out the cap that also goes with this, and there's also a cowl that's a part of the set. Anyway, that's it for this particular instructional video. See you in the next one. God bless.